presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Arizona.
What does your sports hero look like? For many in Arizona, it will always be number 20, Luis Gonzalez. He's a player who defined what we're all about: hardworking, loyal, and a passion to win.
Florida, center field. The Diamondbacks are world champions.
Tonight, the Arizona Diamondbacks honor a teammate, a friend, and a champion. Number 20, Luis Gonzalez. History tonight in Phoenix, Arizona. Glad to have you back with us at Chase Field. Luis Gonzalez and his number 20 to be unveiled here momentarily to stand aside Jackie Robinson's baseball-wide retired number 42. Joe Garagiola, Jody Jackson. My name is Darren Sutton. Glad to have you with us tonight. We will have the entire ceremony for you. Luis Gonzalez, of course, will be flanked and gathered by family, friends, longtime coaches from years gone by, teammates, all sorts of memories, and also the San Diego Padres, the best team in all of the National League, going head-to-head with the Arizona Diamondbacks. So sit back, relax. We are honored to be sharing this with you, and most importantly, thank you, and Gonzo thanks you, for inviting us into your home tonight. Right around the corner, you won't want to miss it. Of us ask ourselves that as we welcome you back. The Arizona Diamondbacks, San Diego Padres. Number 30, Nolan Ryan, retired by the Angels. Jimmy Wynn's number 24, retired by the Astros. Phil Niekro's number 35, retired by the Atlanta Braves. Number 34, retired for Raleigh Fingers by the Brewers and the Athletics. Well, tonight, the Arizona Diamondbacks on their own will retire their very first number of their organization's history. So certainly, as we turn it over to Chuck Drago, here, enjoy the ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, the Arizona Diamondbacks would like to welcome you to the Luis Gonzalez number retirement celebration. Tonight marks a milestone in the history of our young franchise. But more importantly, it is a tribute to the man who helped define what a Diamondback uniform stands for. Pride, passion, loyalty, a commitment to winning, and more than anything else, respect for others. These traits will be forever linked with the Arizona Diamondbacks because of the man who wore number 20. Luis Gonzalez embodies the spirit that drives us to be the best that we can be, and it is fitting that his will be the first uniform number retired by the Arizona Diamondbacks. After tonight, as long as the Arizona Diamondbacks compete on a baseball diamond, no player will ever again wear a uniform adorned with the number 20.
Okay.
Fans here to mark this occasion are members of the D-backs front office, as well as friends and family members that have helped Gonzo along his path to this great achievement. Please welcome Luis's aunts and uncles, Tita and Field Cruz, and Letty and Angel Baltar. His best friends, Jack Ferris. Luis's high school coach, Pop Cuesta. His college coach, Steve Kittro. His college roommates and teammates, Bobby Kahn, Tim Becker, Mike Dull, and Mark Kangas. D-backs managing general partner, Ken Kendrick. And president and CEO, Derek Hall. Luis's sister and brother-in-law, Amy and Robert Martz. His brother, Rex. His grandmother, Amelia Soto. And mother, Ame Silverstein. Please welcome Luis's children, Alyssa, Megan, and Jacob. And Luis's wife, Christine. Christine is receiving a bouquet of flowers from members of the D-backs clubhouse staff. On behalf of the Arizona Diamondbacks organization and Diamondback fans everywhere, Managing General Partner Ken Kendrick and President and CEO Derek Hall would like to present Gonzo with two tokens of our appreciation. First, a framed jersey to symbolize the official retiring of his uniform, featuring photos highlighting 3 defining moments of Luis's Diamondbacks career. And next, from acclaimed artist Jack Guth, the man who painted the collection titled Great Moments of Baseball of the 20th Century, a moment frozen in time that captures our franchise's proudest moment.
I gotta go in tight.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
At this time, we ask that you please turn your attention to DBTV for a special video tribute to Luis Gonzalez.
The chance of a lifetime for Luis Gonzalez. 2-2, bottom of the ninth, Game 7 of the World Series. Bases loaded. Rivera out of the stretch, and the 0-1 delivery.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this task and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Gonzo, since you first joined the Diamondbacks many years ago, you've been nothing but a class act. Every one of us at the Diamondbacks are totally thrilled that you're the first player to have his number retired. Congratulations.
For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
And Brock delivers. High drive in a deep right field, and the hitting streak goes to 30 as Gonzalez hammers a 2-run home run to right.
Daddy, I'm so happy to have you home. I love you so much, and I can't believe the Diamondbacks are retiring your number. It's awesome.
Hi, Dad. I'm so proud of you.
Hey, Dad, I love you so much. I'm so happy for you.
High drive, and it's tied. Ken Griffey Jr.'s major league record with 13 home runs in the month of
He got one to hit here. And there's number 50.
Hey, Gonzo, on behalf of the entire coaching staff from the Diamondbacks of the early 2000s, I want to thank you for your contributions and congratulations.
0-1 on Gonzalez. Line into left center field, and this is going to be double number 500. And Luis Gonzalez becomes the 21st player in Major League history with 300 or more home runs and 500 or more career doubles.
Gonzo, congratulations. You certainly deserve this day. We're excited for you. On behalf of the entire Arizona Diamondbacks organization, it's my honor to say welcome back to the organization. More importantly, congratulations on having number 20 retired.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
The chance of a lifetime for Luis Gonzalez. 2-2, bottom of the ninth. Game 7 of the World Series. Bases loaded.
Rivera out of the stretch. And the 0-1 delivery. And a little blooper. Base hit! Diamondbacks win! They're the world champion! The Diamondbacks win it! On the Gonzalez base hit, the Diamondbacks have won the World Series!
It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Can't.
And now, please turn your attention to the area above right field where Luis Gonzalez's accomplishments and contributions to the Arizona Diamondbacks will be forever immortalized.
Right here.
Now, fans, please welcome the man who exemplifies the values that the Diamondbacks organization hold to be true, who represented excellence on the field and compassion in the community. A man whose shared destiny will forever define Arizona Diamondbacks history. Left fielder number 20, Luis Gonzalez.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I want to take this time to thank the Arizona Diamondbacks, especially Ken Kendrick and Derek Hall, for this honor. Baseball has meant so much to me. Through the years, it has given me great opportunities and memories both on and off the field. It wouldn't be right for me to stand here today and receive this honor without acknowledging the great teammates, coaches, trainers, clubhouse guys, and baseball personnel that have motivated me over the years. I'm proud to call them my friends. Although my playing days are over, I can't imagine being a part of any other organization. I'm really enjoying my role with the D-backs front office. I want to thank my family and friends, most of which are here today, and also the ones that couldn't make it, for all the love and support over the years. Most of all, I want to thank you, the amazing fans here in the great state of Arizona. I want to thank you for embracing my family and I in the community. I'm thrilled to call Arizona my home, and I'm looking forward to an exciting future in our state and our Arizona Diamondbacks. For all you young kids out there, I want to tell you, dream big. If you work hard and never give up, anything is possible. And for all you fans that are here today, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for sharing this special day with me. Thank you.
So let it be written and let it be official. The number 20 will never be worn again in the history of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Luis Gonzalez, the offensive leader, the leader in the community, the man who helped to lay the foundation for baseball in the state of Arizona, honored here tonight. What an incredible moment it has been. What an amazing moment. Gonzo will join us here in the booth in just a bit. The San Diego Padres, who top-stepped this one, by the way, watched the entire ceremony. The Arizona Diamondbacks, in their black jerseys down below, they were all gathered in force, are getting ready to do battle. Luis Gonzalez's number 20 has been retired here in the great state of Arizona. Now let's play baseball. Right after this.
He's a great guy. Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Glad to have you back at the ballpark, and what an amazing moment. Certainly for me, as we bring in Joe Garagiola, this is one of these where I am now, Joe, kind of a caretaker of the game as a younger announcer and of Diamondbacks history. I wasn't around when all of this happened. I covered Gonzo as a visiting broadcaster. You were, so was your son as the architect. For you, as you saw all of this tonight, I know it was an emotional time for you. What are some of your recollections and thoughts as you saw it?
I can hardly talk, to tell you the truth. That's how it affected me, because I know what it means to a player to have his number retired. Mine was never retired. I wore 17 in St. Louis, and I kid about it because Dizzy Dean wore it too. But for me to be mentioned in the same sentence with Dizzy Dean is sacrilegious. But I tell you, a night like tonight, to see his family, I had great feeling for his mom.
Right.
You know, you raise kids to make you proud, and Gonzo has gone way beyond that. I've seen him do many things in the community. I'll never forget the time he came down to the reservation and spent all the time. In fact, one of the little girls couldn't wait to see him, and that's how he affected everybody. His statistics, you know, you can find it in the book. But unless you meet Luis Gonzalez, you have really missed a bet.
And that's part of it, right? I mean, when you have your number put up there are a lot of great guys that had great numbers, and that's why some of their numbers went up around the league. It doesn't matter who they are, but for this man, that number 20 up there, it symbolizes a lot more than numbers.
It goes way beyond numbers. It goes way beyond home runs, RBIs, or whatever. It says something about him. In fact, 42, Jackie Robinson and Gonzo, two great contributors to the game. Let's put it that way. You can look up their numbers, and they're staggering, but what they meant to the game. And I was very proud to be here tonight.
And in a unique moment, I'm not quite sure this crowd is aware that these fans are, Luis Gonzalez will take left field, his usual spot. We will head on out with him. Let's watch this crowd erupt as he heads to left. There's a Gonzo out there beyond the left field wall, the number 20s as well. Different generations call them different things. Goosebumps, goose pimples, hair standing up on your arm. All of those describe what we just had right there. And you at home, I would imagine, as well.
That's the real sounds of the game right there.
He'll come visit us here in a bit and recollect on what that experience was like. Well, we jammed a few things in before this ball game, didn't we, folks? That's what I call a pregame show. My goodness. Clear the field of the technology, wiring being brought off the field. Our camera operators, our in-house camera operators. And by the way, Rodrigo Lopez faces the San Diego Padres, the 34-year-old right-hander. Rodrigo is ready to roll for the 23rd time this year. Let's play baseball. Glad to have you with us. This house, it is packed. And on a year in which that hasn't always been the case, what a pleasure it is to be in front of this packed house tonight, playing one of the great stories in all of Major League Baseball. That, of course, the San Diego Padres, and 2-0 the count.
They came out early, Darren. I know I got here around 2:45, and they were already around the ballpark in a line going under the bridge across 7th Street.
And you said you'd never seen that.
I've never seen it, never.
The 2-0 to Venable is high and away, 3-0 the count. Lopez had warmed for a while. He planned on the ceremony, no doubt about it. Anytime you know that the time of game is going to be delayed, you warm up accordingly. 3-1 the count. Numbers delivered by our good friends with the UPS store. ERA a little bit higher. It has crept up lately. Last time out, though, pitched very effectively against Washington. 7 innings, 3 runs allowed. Venable, back legs, that one high pop. Back up short is Stephen Drew, and he puts it away for the first out. And again, good for these guys in black to hear this crowd cheer for them tonight, a packed house. As the Padres, what a year they're having, 63 wins. They've made some acquisitions, guys like Tejada, guys like Ludwig. Those are newer Padres. Evith Cabrera moves over from short to second, and Clayton Richard at the bottom of the order. This is one of the new additions. Miguel Tejada, years back, the most valuable player in the American League. Shoots that one the other way. It's a base hit. Joe, when you come to trading deadline time and your club is in the buy mode, that's a good thing. Although I think the Diamondbacks did a wonderful job this year. It's honestly always more fun to be adding players heading into August and September.
And they did some real adding. I mean, getting 4 for 1, 3 for 1. What you do is replenish your minor league system. I think that was the culprit in this whole picture. And last night, I tell you, what a job Hudson did.
Yeah, watching Mr. Hudson do his work. Daniel Hudson last night against Gonzalez and his mates. Adrian Gonzalez, 21 home runs, 68 batted in. And Bud Black got some reserves in that Padres dugout as well. Got some additions, which is nice. On the corner, 1-1 the count. You've seen him pitch now a couple of times, Joe. Your thoughts on Daniel Hudson?
Oh, I like the way he pitches. Number one, he just slings the ball. He's got good control of himself, number one, and he doesn't walk many people, and he's a first-strike pitcher. He's got, I think, a lot of potential. I've seen him in 2 games, and that's my assessment.
The 1-1. Bouncing ball, a foul ball. We talked yesterday about making a first impression. Why maybe you press your shirt when you're going to a job interview and you pitch in front of that home crowd, your teammates, you want to make a good first impression. That's a pretty good first impression.
It's a pretty good lasting impression.
You know, he's prepared. He understands the rookie part of it, but you know what? He's not in awe of this situation at all. The 1-2. Runner was on the move. It's lifted up and into the seats. Amica Insurance presents the hit zone for the slugger and the dangerous slugger, Adrian Gonzalez. Isn't that interesting? A lot of times we'll show you that, folks, and everything is out, up, and away. And if you look at pitches that get him out, it's down and away, but he's handled the ball in.
And goes to the opposite field, and the ball is away.
Hester behind the plate. They're going to bring the fastball in. Now that graphic was right on the money, wasn't it? He was ready for it, racing on around his Tejada. Then Hoffman picks him up, the third base coach. It is a double for Adrian Gonzalez. When your velocity is more on the marginal level and you're going to come in, you had better get it way in there.
He got it up, got it out, and Gonzalez was waiting for it. He's just a good hitter.
Huge power the other way. But as the graphic showed and the video showed, we can see a lot more with our eyes than with the graphic. We know that. He handles the ball in. So one of the men the Padres brought in, this gentleman, Ryan Ludwig, and in bringing him in from St. Louis, a guy that used to work in that lineup with Albert Pujols, they brought in one of the timeliest hitters in the game, as that breaking ball is a strike. You can go out and bring in a guy who hits .443 with runners in scoring position. You've done a pretty good thing. Quite a story, these Padres. Runs it in.
There was a good pitch, and you notice he shook off about 3 pitches. I disagree completely with what Chris Snyder said on our Saturday show. You, as a catcher, can merely suggest. He knew where he wanted to throw that fastball. He wanted it in there. And the catcher can suggest and try to make the pitcher think it's his idea.
Well, he has been pitching in the big leagues for nearly a decade. He definitely knows what he wants to do out there.
Absolutely. There's no guesswork with him. He goes over the hitters. He listens to the scouting reports, talks to the pitching coach, talks to other players. It just doesn't happen.
1-2 the count. Not an easy strikeout victim. But when it moves like that, it is.
Yes, sir. Caught that corner.
My goodness.
Did you see that ball jump? Watch this ball jump. He gave up on it a bit too soon. I mean, it broke over and caught that corner. That's knowing how to pitch. Hey, listen. Well, I'll wait till this pitch.
On the corner.
When you see a ball do that, you'll say to the umpire, you don't think he loaded one, do you? Oh, no. You should know about loading pitches.
What?
Your father used
My goodness.
American products. That's what your father used.
Nothing. Yes, there were no foreign substances.
That's right.
On the corner. Boy, is he about to strand runners on second and third? He hopes so.
Listen, it's been emotional for him like everybody else. A packed house, and he had to overcome that, and he's got a pitch on the mound. The spotlight's on him.
This is the suggestion part of the story you're talking about. They couldn't get together. He stepped off the back of the rubber.
He said, try it again.
He's working from the windup, which is to be noted, with runners on second and third. The 0-2 in there. Try to get that same run back over the plate.
Well, you saw when Hester gave the signs how he was pointing in, and make sure you get it in. You can't leave it out, especially with the count of 2 strikes, no balls.
Nice to hear a big crowd in a large house tonight get behind Lopez. The 0-2 pitch. In on the hands again. Boy, he's staying stubborn in there.
Say, he's going right to Jam City, man.
8 home runs, 40 RBIs for Headley. He moves over to third base, and there were all kinds of questions about his defense when he moved. There are no more questions. He has done a nice job this year. On the job training at that position. Kevin Kuzminoff was moved to Oakland. He leads this team with 115 hits. Now they've stayed in a lot. They go back out. Not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea, and he made sure that if he was going to miss, he was going to miss away from the hitter. I mean, it's like a golfer is going to stay away from the water. He's going to hit to where it's safe.
So on 1-2, look at the catcher. In. A little Texas leaguer. The men from Texas hauls it in. He got out of the mess. Rodrigo Lopez, a la Houdini, with folks to the rafters here. Keeps it at a 0. Ready to roll with Chris Young, Kelly Johnson, and the rest of their mates on down the order. The left-hander, Clayton Richard, on the mound will oppose him. Let's take a look 1 through 9, and it's brought to you by our good friends with Southwest Airlines. Justin Upton bats third. Adam LaRoche has been on some kind of a roll of late, as you can see. Rusty Ryle. Bobby Crosby gets another chance. Maybe one more night even after tonight for Mark Reynolds. But the news is good, we'll tell you in a moment. It's Drew, it's Hester, and it's Lopez. Clayton Richard, big kid, 6'5", 240 out of Indiana, University of Michigan, and he fires a strike over the outside corner. These are the numbers. And this is the story of the Padres this year. It's not at all about bashing the baseball. It's about pitching. From inning number 1 until the very end of the game, they can pitch.
Not only starting pitchers, but their bullpen has been very strong, and they protect that 2-run lead.
Fly ball right field, Chris Young, the other way. Just by memory, folks, that's all I need, I will tell you. That rarely, if ever, happens. A home run the other way for Chris Young. A Pulte Holmes homer, $150 to the Youth Assistance Foundation. 1-0.
I think that smile on his face says it all. Like he was as surprised as the packed house here tonight. And it went a long ways. It just didn't get over that fence.
Kelly Johnson pops that one up into left field. For Young, home run number 18 to go along with his 22 stolen bases. I mean, Young and his mates will have contests in batting practice, and it's a good contest to try to drive the ball as much as you can the other way. For the second time, he leads off. That's tough to do in batting practice, let alone a game.
And he knows it. That smile on his face really says it all.
So now Justin Upton.
Did he show you something the other night, beating out a bunt for a base hit and then dropping one into right field? Went with the pitch to give the Diamondbacks the lead run. Great ability.
And Justin showed us a lot. And again, the bunt, that's only the third time they had bunted for a hit. There's great speed in that lineup with Young and Upton. It can bail you out of a slump, can't it?
It certainly can. And then that gives the club the unpredictability you're looking for.
Pitch is high, 3-0 the count. A rare quick out to Kelly Johnson, who almost always sees a bunch of pitches in it at bat as Upton takes a strike. 3-1. And Johnson and LaRoche both, Adam Waits on deck, have hung in nicely against left-handers. But now it's Justin and the 3-1. The other way, Gonzalez to the bag, and the second out of the inning. Defensively, let's take a look at how the Padres stack up. Along with solid pitching goes good defense. Venable, Gwynn, a great center fielder, and Ludwig in right. Headley, Tejada, Everett Cabrera can play short or second. Gonzalez can pick it. And Nick Hundley has come an awful long way, as well as Yorvi Torrealba, due to bench coach Ted Simmons. He gets a ton of credit, Simba does, for working with these catchers and improving them. Here's Adam LaRoche. 1-0 the count.
Good pitching will always have good defense behind them because you get a lot of chances, as we look at Ted Simmons.
Well, when you're strike throwing, and as you mentioned, in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, even more so, guys have got to be on their toes. LaRoche drives that one to right. Over to make the play is Ludwig. It wasn't easy. It knuckled on him, but what a way to start things off. You've got a pitcher pulling a rabbit out of his hat and emptying the bases, and then a dead pull hitter homering to right. Now, there must be a big crowd here or something. We want to shake your hand. Congratulations. What a wonderful, wonderful night.
Thank you.
That was just incredible. Right away, it's easy in my chair, and I think in his too. Just how did it feel? How do you feel? What are the emotions you've gone through, not only now, but leading up to this and being a part of that ceremony?
Well, I mean, just when I came out of the dugout and see the crowd, the size of the crowd that's here tonight, and just to know that my whole family was able to be here and share it with me. The only regret that I had was my mother-in-law and father-in-law. I know you guys got a job to do.
No. That's what TV. You talk, my friend. This is your night.
Yeah, my only regret was my mother-in-law and father-in-law weren't able to be here today. But other than that, just having everybody here and to experience that. And for me, it was to have my high school coach and my college coach and my college and teammates and roommates here. Because they actually helped me go from a kid to a man.
Sure.
And when I left, in my speech, I tried to hit teammates and clubhouse guys and everybody, baseball personnel that have crossed paths with me that have helped me, influence me to where I'm at today. And, you don't get to be a good baseball player without having good surroundings with people in baseball that help guide you in the right direction.
Yeah, but it takes a good guy to get good people. Look at the crowd you drew.
Well, I like to see more crowds like this out here, so hopefully we can get some of our players to be good people too. So
he makes a good point, though. I mean, as we take a look at some of the pictures, if you were to impart wisdom, and I know Gibby wants more of your wisdom in that room, beyond the ballpark side of things, you would, I would imagine, encourage the fan side of things as well. Gibson, Kirk's really been banging the drum on that, and I would imagine you'd do the same.
Yeah, and to me, I love playing the game and being out there, but I think in today's day and age, you have to interact with the fans because that's how they know who you are, as not only as a player but as a person. And I've always tried to do that with my wife and the kids, and just be out there and just be normal around everybody else, and I don't like the so-called big league guys because I just like to go out there and just be yourself because people know if you're fake or not when you're out there.
Gonzo, I'm going to bring up your friend Yogi because I talked to him. You know, he's been in the hospital, but he's doing all right. And he said to be sure to congratulate you. And he said, did he ever tell you about the first time I met him?
Oh, God. Great story. Yogi walked into the clubhouse. He was great friends with Dr. McMullen, the owner of the Houston Astros at the time, and Yogi walks in. I'm like, oh, my God, that's the great Yogi Berra. He comes right over to me, and I had a terrible game that day. And as I'm sitting there in my locker, I kind of feel his shadow of Yogi coming over, and he put his arm around me, and I'm like, oh, maybe he's going to encourage me. And he said, kid, you stunk today. And actually, Yogi's the guy who got me to swing a heavier bat. Because I used to use a 32-ounce bat, and he used to always tell me, you got to swing a heavier bat. You're a tall, skinny kid. You got to go to a heavier bat. And I did, and I ended up using that for a long time. And Joe, I don't mean to embarrass you, but I carry this in my wallet that you gave me a long time ago.
Makes me feel good. For those who know me, no explanation is necessary. And for those who don't, none is possible. 2006.
Yeah, and I even wrote the year down that you gave it to me, and I laminated it, so it's always been in my wallet.
God love you for it.
Well, this was our honor, my friend. Out of respect for you and your family tonight, we're going to keep you moving on. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys having me. It's been a busy night, but I love it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
We love seeing you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That was a wonderful moment, Luis Gonzalez. Oh, 0-1 the count now. 0-2 to Rusty Ryle as we welcome you back. I think for us, Joe, and when I say us, I mean me and just about every single other viewer that was a part of that conversation, we want to thank you for allowing us to be a part of a personal moment. He is hit on the knee. Well, because I can sense certainly the awe and respect that Luis had for you, and seemed to come right back the other way towards him.
Well, he's just so many accolades have come his way, and I'm just so happy for him. The first thing he thought about was his in-laws who could not be here. He's a very thoughtful guy, in addition to being a good ball player. And that little card, I gave it to him because he was going through a tough time. And it's something I believe in. You know.
Yeah, huge impact on this community. A unique community to have an impact on, if you think about it. You know, a diverse community, which I think he certainly understands with his upbringing and his Latin influence in his life. Not only diverse, but a community of folks from all over the United States that have converged here to call this home. And so for me to be polarizing and to touch an entire community, you have to be a very special person, especially when it's this community.
Oh,
this is a unique community.
Well, it is. It's a cross-section of all kinds of people. And sure, we're having our problems right now. We're trying to work out of them. But guys like Luis Gonzalez make it easy to live here.
When he finishes with Greg and Candy on Sports 620 KTAR, he'll head over and speak Spanish on the Spanish radio side, be interviewed. 1-1 the count to Bobby Crosby. You could sense that Rusty Ryle representing, I would imagine, and Richard had no intent there, but representing, I think, the entire offensive side of the Diamondbacks, tired of getting hit.
Boy, that was almost a balk. Do you see where he took his step? You got to step towards first base.
Well, even looking at his landing spot, you're right. Get back to live action. 2-1 the count.
That reminds me, when guys do that, they'll say, well, at least it was a half balk. And Jocko Conlon had the great answer. He said, all right, it was a half balk. Put him halfway between first and second.
2-1 the count to Bobby Crosby.
Umpires, I love them.
A little chopper. Richard, here comes a good hard slide, you bet. But a nice turn by Miguel Tejada, and on the other end, a nice dig by Adrian Gonzalez. So 1-6-3 on the double play. Got him with a changeup off the end of the bat. Rusty hobbles off a bit. Pitcher about to head out to the mound, chatting a minute with the man who was hit by the pitch, Rusty Ryle. 1-0 the count, Stephen Drew. High fly ball, center field, Quinn tracking. He is under it, and he puts it away. We roll on to the third. 1-0 Diamondbacks.
I was here over the All-Star break, and he came in here with his son. We talked a little bit. You know, I encouraged him to come down and share as much as he can with everybody in this locker room. Certainly something that you can't have too much of in an organization to have guys like Gonzo in here.
Our Geico quote of the game, Jody Jackson with you, Kirk Gibson sharing a conversation he had with Luis Gonzalez as we celebrate his jersey number 20 being retired here. And, you know, we're already seeing a lot of the things Kirk Gibson is preaching, the same things that Luis Gonzalez has stood for, connecting with the fans, players signing autographs, playing the game hard every night. And, oh, by the way, guys, two men that won a World Series with one swing of the bat.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point. I thought that today, standing next to Gibby during batting practice, that in my generation, those are the two biggest postseason hits, and really two of the biggest in the history of the World Series. Gibby's homer early in the World Series in '88, and the one that ended it in 2001, a single. A homer and a single. Very different.
I was blessed to see both of them. One of them I was broadcasting with Ben, and man, I tell you, when he came limping out of that clubhouse up the runway, I mean, it was just a special, special moment.
Puts him away with the strikeout, so Richard is done. And there they are, Luis Gonzalez on Diamondback Spanish radio now, and Kirk Gibson. You know, Gibson was talking about how for Gonzo, and it's a newer franchise. We all know that. You better than anybody, being around since its birth. But Gibson talking about bringing guys like Gonzo around even more often, guys that played here, having you come around when you broadcast, having anybody that's been a part of this organization that can impart any sort of wisdom. He said, because when I got to the big leagues in Detroit, and to have Al Kaline walk right up to me and talk to me, that meant everything to me.
I tell you, I remember those early days when we campaigned for a ballpark and we were almost booed out of places. You know, some of the arguments that I heard. I remember one lady saying, oh, it's just money that's going to be transferred from movies to baseball, so we don't need baseball. What are you talking about? I said, you ever go in a parking lot and see the different license plates? Baseball will pull a team together. It'll pull a town together. Win a World Series, and that's all people are talking about. Oh, we had some damage. Mike Gallagher now. You don't think Mike Gallagher?
Absolutely.
Oh. We had some time, and then of course Joe and Jim Bruner talked to Jerry, and Diamondbacks were born.
There we have a gentleman. Speaking of being born, it's been a few years since he was. Happy 101st birthday to our good friend a couple of days ago.
How about that? 101. There's somebody in the ballpark here older than me. Take a good shot of him, guys. Go back to him one more time. Happy birthday. God love you. God keep you. All right.
Bouncer. And into center field it goes. Rodrigo was interesting. By the way, that is Cy up there. Happy 101st birthday to Cy just a couple of days ago. Cy Goldstein. Cy, congratulations. We're honored to have you grace us with your presence.
Cy, I know you got a couple years on me. Just getting out of bed is a happy occasion, man. Still not done in 101. He's looking forward to 102.
Well, you know you've done great when you live out in the valley and your age is the average temperature at dinner time in the month of August. You know you've done a good job in life.
Wonderful.
101, you bet. Boy, they did a nice job. That's quite a celebration. We're glad we kind of invited ourselves, if you will. Pitch out, nothing doing, to Miguel Tejada.
He's looking for a new career.
I think he is. Grandkids and great-grandkids.
Great-great-great-great-grandkids.
The 1-0. That one runs in. 2-0 the count.
Tejada's always been a pretty good hitter, even though he's got that little loop in his swing. When he gets ready to turn that bat loose and that ball's in the zone, that loop doesn't bother him.
There's a lot going on there. A little wag of the bat, as you said. And he's slightly closed as well. A couple of years back in Oakland, had 150 runs batted in as a season from the shortstop position.
Oh, he could hit. Gonzo talked about young kids dream big. In that batter's box, youngsters, get comfortable. Don't worry too much about it in the batter's box. Get comfortable, put the bat on the ball.
Two and 0 the count. It's funny you would say that. Kirk Gibson before the game today was talking about, and that's a big picture thought, a great piece of advice, big picture to young hitters. He said, I want to see more of what you're talking about from my players. You can prepare, and I need them prepared, but when the game starts, it's almost as if when Jack Nicklaus was playing golf, he envisioned the whole time the ball going in the hole.
Absolutely.
Not where my arm should be and where my foot should be. Once you get out on the course, on the ball field, that should become second nature. He said, my guys had gotten really boggled down by the small stuff.
Well, Lou Brock said there's always a battle between the bat and the ball. The pitcher's got the ball, throws it, and now it becomes your job with the bat to hit it. So nobody's going to interfere. Be comfortable and take a good hack.
2-1 the count. Tejada last night did not enjoy at all Daniel Hudson, and that was the reason why everything was in. Up the ladder, Crosby. Well, it's been obvious now as we see a game plus an out that Miguel Tejada, I should say 2 at-bats for Tejada, when they've gotten him out, it's been in, and he's been going after the pitches in.
Well, he's been around long enough you can get a great scouting report. It's good to see Crosby come back after that tough day he had. He thought he had a base hit with that broken bat blooper, but Crosby made a good play. Got up there and hauled it in.
Big shift defensively. Drew nearly behind the bag at second. Crosby almost to his natural position of short. And a slow curve, balls over the outside corner.
They really expect him to pull, so you would think that he'd be pitched inside to make sure that he pulls that ball.
Johnson comes around. LaRoche has to stay on the bag, though, which opens a little bit of a hole on the right side. He wouldn't go after that one.
That's a great shot from center field, Darren. Watch how far back in the batter's box Gonzalez is. He's got a lot of room. Look at the room he's got in there.
Why does a hitter opt, in your mind, to go that far back in the box?
Because he's baiting for a pitch is what he's doing. He's throwing out the bait, hoping he can catch something. He wants that ball inside, I think. But you'd be throwing balls in there. Look at here, outside.
Off the plate.
Wow, where was that one? Must have been outside. Can't always tell by this angle. I know that I sneak up and watch them on the suites sometimes when they have replays.
Just a bit off. It's just a bit off center. It's not straight away center field per se. A bit into left center field by maybe 10 yards. You can tell that changeup fooled him, though.
He was looking fastball again. He was ready, and he started to stop the swing, and he's talking to himself now. Hitters will do that. They'll answer themselves. It's a great conversation that they have. Why'd you swing at that pitch? I don't know why I swung at that pitch. Well, don't swing at it, and I won't swing at it.
2-2 the count. He swung at that one, and he drives it to left field, heading into the corner toward that foul ball. That is foul. So he may be looking for the ball in, but he has great plate coverage and power to the opposite field.
And that was not a fastball. It was an off-speed pitch to get away with it. Not even a strike, I don't believe, Darren.
I mean, he can homer that way like it's nobody's business.
Well, the diagram we had really showed that well.
2-2 the count. Strike three. Now that's a strike. Over the outside corner, Bill Hahn rung him up. So far, so good for Rodrigo. Glad to have you back at the ballpark. Diamondbacks lead it 1-0 over the Padres. Young southpaw goes to work against John Hester, and the pitch is up and away. 1-0 the count to John. AAA this year, John hit almost 400 against left-handed pitching. 396. It's funny the amount of attention, and you can blame us, I guess, but you have a catcher hitting 370 in AAA. You should be talking about him a little bit more. That time, though, off the end of the bat, Miguel Tejada, like any good defender, doesn't bring his bat out to the position that he plays defensively.
Think about defense. Darren, I was handed a note. Our friend Si's 101 years old.
Okay.
He was born in 08. Okay?
Oh.
That means that he was the last time that the Cubs won the World Series.
Wow.
He could have been there.
He could have been there.
He could have been there.
Not just a glimmer in his mom and dad's eyes. He could have been in attendance.
That's right. There's old Si.
October 14th, Bennett Park in Detroit. They won 2-0 in that game. Has baseball grown in 101 years? Game 5 of the World Series, the winning game. There were 6,200 people at that game.
Paid attendance.
That's correct. I'd say this game has grown a bit.
You buy a season ticket, you know it.
Strike three to Lopez. Don't forget, back to school kit. Tomorrow, the first 5,000 kids. Back to school kit with a D-backs folder, notepad and pencils and more. You can work on your math with size. August 22nd, you can take home the back to school backpack courtesy of Cox. Get tickets by calling 602-462-4794.
He's young enough to get one, though, Si is.
I think so.
I'd vote for him.
I mean, I think once you hit 100, you just spin the odometer back a while. You can be whatever age you want.
Nobody's going to question you.
No,
Chris. You
sir.
can say anything. He could say, "Oh yeah, I saw Chris come over here. He had a rickety old boat." Got to believe him.
Chases up. 1-2, the count to Young. An opposite field home run to lead off the Diamondbacks portion of the first inning. This time tries to pull it, and he pops it up. Coming on in, directing traffic, Tony Gwynn, and he puts it away. Quick one. 1, 2, 3. That was earlier tonight. In a great call by this organization to have, when the Diamondbacks took their field in their current black uniforms, Gonzo in his traditional black jersey take the position of left field. A nice play by Stephen Drew, erasing Ryan Ludwig.
Drew is an amazing shortstop. In a quiet, strong way, he makes the plays. He doesn't give you a fourth out. I mean, any ball that's hit to him, most of the time, he gets the job done and goes in a hole, braces himself, and, I mean, it's not even close.
When we talk about Drew defensively, and we all, I think, have grown to understand how you play and measure a defender. It's not just about the amount of errors or the low amount of errors. But that being said, Stephen Drew this year has improved immensely. And that error total, he has become so sure-handed. He's one of those position players that is taken for granted. And usually the good shortstops with pretty good instincts, and he has grown those instincts, are taken for granted, and I think it's a compliment.
It is, no question about it. He's always seems to be in position.
And you make a great statement, because I'd love to follow it up, the 2-1. Into right center field. That's down for a base hit. Headley fights that one off. It was in. You know, with regard to Drew and being in the right position, it's not always about positioning. It's not that he's always told where to be. It becomes instinctual.
And that's a key spot, obviously. Shortstop.
Nick Hundley. We were talking earlier about Ted Simmons, the bench coach. Hall of Fame caliber career as a major league catcher. And Hundley will tell you. I don't know where I'd be without him. Vittorio Alba, who's been around a few years, says the same thing.
I think of all the positions, that's the toughest one to help guys really get better. You have to be a pretty good catcher yourself, and Simmons certainly was that.
Ted's ready to manage, by the way. He has been discussed and tied in with the Florida job. He talks about being a bench coach, though, or being a coach on any staff, and how you have to fall in the line. You have to subordinate, he said yesterday, to quote him. The manager is the manager, and it's his clubhouse, Ted said. Pitch is up and in.
You can't push for a job like that. I mean, you have to wait for your turn. Zimmer's right. Zimmer says, you know, when I asked him what does the bench coach do, he said, well, if Torrey puts on a hit and run, it works. I say, that boy, Joe. If he puts it on, it doesn't work, I'll go get a drink of water. Oversimplification, of course, but there's a lot of truth to it.
There's a ton of truth to it. Popped up and into the seats it goes.
It's a whole new development, the bench coach. I mean, when I played, we had 3 coaches. Tony Kaufman was the pitching coach. Buzzy Wares coached at first base, and Mike Gonzalez coached at third. Always thinking.
The 1-1. Fouled back to the screen.
Did you ever remember how many coaches had a notebook? Dave Duncan of St. Louis has got like the Bible. You expect him to read the 23rd Psalm or something. I mean, what does that do? Chuck Tanner, he had that little Walmart tablet like you got right there. He said, I just want to know what they did the last time they batted. And that's right. But now it's looking at tape, looking at film. Keep your elbows away from your body. And go to air conditioning school.
Bouncing ball. 6, 4, 3. What's to write in my notebook about that play? One to nothing the score. Folks enjoying the ball game at Friday's 10 double plays rolled up by Arizona on this homestand. So pitcher's best friends gathered around the ballpark.
Guy got over his stomach problem, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he certainly did.
He was eating up a storm.
Ready to roll. Kelly Johnson takes a pitch over the outside corner, 0-1. Kelly flied to left field in the first inning. As that one drops low. I thought Kelly made a great statement the other night when he had another big night against the left-hander. Said, you know, coming up in the Braves organization, it was assumed you couldn't hit a left-hander as a left-handed hitter until you proved you could. Well, I was out to prove I could as a young player. When asked, why do you hit lefties so well? As that one is low.
Well, what about in the minor leagues? You hit against left-handers in the minor leagues, and all of a sudden you come to the big leagues and some manager said, I'm going to platoon you.
3-1, that's a ball 4. Arizona smashing lefties in their last 9 games at a 350 clip. Let's take a look at our trivia question. Name as many of the 9 number 20s retired in Major League Baseball as you can. Number 20s retired in Major League Baseball.
Gonzalez.
All right, there you go, Luis Gonzalez.
Okay, your turn.
All right, Don Sutton.
Oh, that you cheated, man. You kept that right in the family.
That one is a strike. We have a guess here from Scott Snyder, our fine booth manager. He wants to guess Frank Robinson twice. Baltimore and Cincinnati.
All right. He looked it up, though, with the computer, I bet.
No, he doesn't have a computer. He doesn't even know how to work one.
Oh, yes, he did. So that's 4. I gave you my whole load with Gonzalez. That was it. I got no more.
Good question, though, right? Get you thinking.
Great. Yeah.
1-2 the count to Justin Upton. Number 10 on that back. We took some of the easy ones from you folks, didn't we? We apologize. The 1-2. That one is low and inside. Think Kansas City Royals, folks. Joe, if you'd like. Folks at home.
Brett. 5?
He was 5. And the funny thing about it is, and Joe's talking about this, and I'm not a numbers person either. A lot of people remember players by their numbers. Justin Upton, with that number 10 on his back, lines it into left field, and it's a base hit. Others don't. Really don't remember a player's number very much.
You remember the star, Musial 6, Yogi 8, Willie May, but I don't remember many numbers. Of course, I almost laugh when I see guys go to a club and they make deals to get a number because it's their favorite. Join a ball club, they give you a shirt. You're lucky to get one.
Glad to be in the big leagues.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Adam LaRoche. Line drive, base hit, more southpaw trouble. Come on down. Into third goes Upton. The Diamondbacks add on. The lead is 2-0. Well, these lefties weren't supposed to hit lefties. I tell you, those two, LaRoche and Johnson, are proving that wrong. With emphasis.
Yeah, but LaRoche is so hot right now, he could hit an aspirin at midnight. I mean, he is really swinging the bat well. Look at that follow through.
You talk about the role he has been on, LaRoche. Kelly Johnson drives it into the corner. It's down. Up and over the wall for a ground rule double. Another one for the Diamondbacks. Rusty Ryle, his 10th RBI of the year as he moves into double digits. Before that, LaRoche, RBI number 73.
Stewart's working fast, and Ryle, he didn't waste any time. First pitch, boom, looked for a fastball, got it, and really did the job. There's the indication that it bounced into the stands.
So now Bobby Crosby. Infield drawn in. He squared the bunt a moment ago, and nothing doing. Infield has come on in. About halfway in the middle now. He rolled into a double play back in the second inning. Out of Long Beach State University. The 04 Rookie of the Year with 22 home runs as an A. Pops that one up. There to make the play is Everth Cabrera. Drew with the chance with the bat in his hand. Just to finish a thought that Joe and I were discussing a moment ago. In 07 defensively, Drew 17 errors. In 08, 14 errors. Last year, 11 errors. This year, 5. He's a hitter now, but much improved each and every year. You can't ask for anything more than that. Pitches inside. 1-0 the count.
Pittsburgh, number 20, Pie Trainer.
Ooh, Pie Trainer.
I got a little bit of help on that one.
Trivia guess? Pie Trainer? Nice. Pitches high. 2-0 the count.
Well, when I was at Pittsburgh, two of the greats of all time, always there. Pie Trainer and Honus White. Oh.
Now they're going to put him on with the count 2-0. Wow. That's a very interesting decision there by Bud Black. Drew right around, if not a little bit below, 200. And it's thrown away. Really interesting. Drew reaches on ball 4/wild pitch. There's a run.
Man, I've seen guys hit while they've been intensely walked, but that is really rare. Watch this. It wasn't even close.
Watch Stevens' bat here. Hey, get it across.
Boy, everybody going out to try to settle a pitcher down because it's really got to be upsetting. I mean, it's a one-man show when you throw it that badly.
Three runs in, 4-0 the score. Black opting to walk. Guy who hits below 200 against lefties with a base open to take on Hester. The problem was the young pitcher, 26 years young, unable to intentionally walk someone.
Obviously was setting up for the double play, but his own pitcher really messed it up for him.
Trying to get to 6 runs anytime the Diamondbacks score 6 or more. Taco Bell gives away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the next day. Well, out of 100 times, Joe, as a catcher, all levels of ball that you played at, how often does that happen?
It's rare. It really is. I never had it happen to me.
Into center field. He gets a base hit anyway. John Hester with an RBI. Arizona leads it by a score of 5-0. Well, John is 5th of the year, and that's a little bit more of how he did things down in AAA, where he hit .370.
That's a tough spot to hit, that 8th spot. I'm telling you, it's a tough spot because you rarely get a good ball hit, but he got one right down the middle there, and he just sent it back up the middle. Boy, Hornsby was so right. Hit it up the middle, that's where the most room is.
Strike over the inside corner. From July 1st until now, this left-handed pitcher has an ERA of over 6, and they're going to visit it. Before that, first 16 starts, he was below 3.
Oh, he got shook up with that wild pitch. Believe me, he did. Every time I see this kind of a play, I think of Satchel Paige telling me the story about Cool Papa Bell scoring from first base on a bunt to third. Think of it. That's how fast he could run.
I can't fathom it, Joe.
I can't either. He was going to third. He knew he could beat the shortstop getting over there, and then the catcher was watching it. He just kept right on coming. Scored on a bunt.
Now, Richard is really rattled because he needs to be verbally told twice now the bunt where he's supposed to go. This is his 23rd start in the big leagues this year, and the 57th of his career.
You ever been around Satchel Paige, Darren?
Never have.
He had them all. He told Cool Papa one time he was so fast he could go to bed, get in bed before they could switch the light off. Satch.
Strike 3 as Lopez goes down, unable to move him over.
You know what his theory on pitching was? You throw peas at the knees and high riders under the chin. Now what does that mean? Low, outside, inside.
A tough night. Chris Young about to be announced. Bud Black says, I've seen enough. This team fighting for everything right now, with Atlanta leading San Francisco in the 9th, 3-0. A one-game lead in the West for the Padres. Diamondbacks rolling tonight.
Just want to congratulate you on getting your number retired.
Howard Chaz Roberts, cool play. A homer to the opposite field off the bat of Chris Young. A leadoff homer. And Clayton Richard gave up that home run. He's got that stunned look, doesn't he? He's going to hydrate, but surprised with what has occurred. This is a young man that has gone 6 or more innings in 17 of his 22 starts.
I tell you, that wild pitch had to really shake him up. I've seen guys, hit an attempted ball forward, an intentional walk, but a wild pitch like that, and he's had pretty good control.
This is the beginnings now, and Bud Black does not like to use them this early. But this is the beginnings of what we're about to see. Probably 5 guys at least of the best bullpen in all of baseball. A sub-3 ERA, the only team with a sub-3 ERA, and this is Gentleman and Stauffer with a sub-1 earned run average. Just for sake of discussions, Arizona's bullpen ERA is 6.42. That one is low, 2-1 the count. Last night, though, the Diamondbacks bullpen got some key outs.
Bud Black was running the men one at a time. One batter, new pitcher. One batter, new pitcher.
Slider away, 3-1 the count. A patient take there by Young.
Boy, he's got to be looking fastball just as sure as I'm sitting here.
Young, the 9th. Kelly Johnson, the 10th Diamondback to hit this inning. They've turned it over. Kelly walked and he started it all. There have been 3 walks in the inning, one of them intentional.
They always come home to haunt you, man. It's a gift certificate when you get the base on balls.
Breaking ball, a slower bender. He goes the curveball and the slider. 0-1 the count. One ball and 1 strike, to me, a huge number. I was about to make the point. Guys that can succeed in this situation, you learn a lot about them. Because you have to be able to cool your body down. Wicked pitch over the outside corner.
You know, they got so many statistics now. I saw a piece in the paper. They ought to have 2 statistics for the relief pitcher. A save and a scare. You come in, bases loaded. Not ideal.
I would agree. I remember Jose Valverde. He gave us a lot of scares back in 07.
Right.
Had a lot of saves, too. Some interesting stuff. In an interesting inning for the Diamondbacks. A very interesting inning. Hey!
And welcome back. Diamondbacks lead 5-0 over the Padres. A big crowd here today at Chase Field for Luis Gonzalez's number 20 jersey retirement, the first jersey to be retired by the Diamondbacks organization. I'm up here in one of the party suites, and boy, it is a party. I'm with Christine Gonzalez, Gonzo's wife. You've got a lot of kids. I imagine this is what your house is like.
So much fun up here. It is. It's a revolving door, but we love it, and we are so excited that all of our friends and neighbors and family were able to come and share in this special day. So we're just having a great day.
Well, was it like? It was a very emotional video, and just to watch that, and what is really the past couple of days, because I know you've had a lot of people that, from the past come in over the last 2 days and share time with you. What was it like?
We have from Luis's childhood best friend to, his immediate family, extended family, his college roommates that, endured those fun college years with him. And, it's been great for them to reminisce and tell stories of the good old days. And we've just been so excited they could all come and share in this kind of the grand finale, so to speak, of Luis's baseball career. And it's been outstanding.
And the Gonzalez family has grown up really in front of not only Phoenix, but the whole state of Arizona. The triplets, Jacob, Alyssa, Megan. And what was that like? I mean, always being out. You go out to dinner, I would imagine people would come up to you even now, right?
They do. But you know what? Everything is always wonderful and positive. And so how can you be disappointed in that? Everybody, they just have kind words, and they've always been so open and welcoming and warm to not only Lou, but to me and the triplets, to Megan, Jacob, and Alyssa. So this is home, and we love it.
Chanette Farms out in Queen Creek, I know a number of years back, they do a maze with the cornfield, and they carve it out. They carve out someone's face. It was Oprah, it was Jay Leno, it was Luis Gonzalez. How did that all go down? Because you had to surprise him, right?
I did. Carrie Schnepp called me and said, we're doing this really cool thing. I think we had Oprah last year, Larry King, and we want to do Luis's face in our corn maze, and you have to get him here on a helicopter. Now, how do you surprise someone on a helicopter? Where to go, what to do? But we got him. Alyssa didn't want to get on the helicopter, so for a while I didn't think we were going to make it at all, and it wasn't due to Luis. But it was very cool. It's unbelievable how they do that. And just another kind of notch on the belt of just another cool experience that we've had due to his wonderful career.
Now, you and I were just talking before we came on the air about Gonzo at home. He does still have a job here with the Diamondbacks, obviously, as assistant to the president and CEO, Derek Hall. But it's nice having him home. But I asked you, too, everyone knows Gonzo is just a wonderful person. How is he at home? Does he take out the trash? Does he do it?
He does. You know what? He really does. I have to say, Derek and them have been really flexible with his job, I guess, if you want to call it here. So it's been perfect. It keeps him around the Diamondbacks, which he loves, and around the game, which he loves. And so it's just enough to keep him busy, and I have my honey-do list when he gets home, and he usually doesn't complain too much. He'll do it with a smile on his face, and we just love having him home.
Thanks a lot, Christine. Enjoy the rest of the day, the weekend, and I know Jacob and Little Leaguers went to Cooperstown recently, so the kids are enjoying Gonzo being at home more too, guys.
Yeah, very good stuff. Congratulations to the entire family, the extended family. And friends, childhood friends, coaches, the 1-2. Bouncing ball, LaRoche. Better hurry over there. I mean, really hurry. And he can't hold on. It's the speed of Cabrera that made that play run amok for the Diamondbacks.
Speed will force you to make errors. Watch this play. What would you do? LaRoche knows he's got to lead him, but he gets a little bit behind him, and you'll have to wait for the official score. I would think it'd be an error.
That is an error on Adam LaRoche.
Tough error.
I would agree. Not necessarily the wrong call or the wrong scoring decision, but just a tough one. Tim Stouffer. With one out, he'll square to bunt, square early, bunts right through it. 0-1.
You know, all this Gonzo and Gonzalez, it's wonderful. The big crowd, a sellout crowd, and between innings, everybody from our Joe to Rick Dozier and Colangelo saying something. Gonzo's had a great year tonight.
Yes, he has. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. A nice bunt up the stripe, the pitcher's stripe. You know, I have an interesting thought about the stripe between the home plate area and the pitcher's mound. A traditional look there here at Chase Field, one that was brought in. Daniel Hudson talking about, and pitchers understand this, and you as a catcher have talked to enough pitchers, said, for some reason, home plate felt further away here in this ballpark for me. Now, he'll get used to it, but pitchers do feel whether the backstop is closer, further away. And he said 2 reasons. Backstop felt pretty far away, and that stripe.
Really?
For whatever reason. It's just the way he feels. And I said, well, sitting up here, Daniel, your stuff looked just fine. He said, at no point did I lack confidence. He goes, it's just a perspective.
Huh. First time I ever heard that. The way he was throwing that ball.
Oh, yeah, it didn't faze him. He knew right away as he gained that perspective. I just thought I'd ask only because I remember as much lower levels, never at this level, certain mounds you stand on and you feel like you can slap the catcher's mitt. It feels that intimate. Even though it's all 60 feet 6 inches. Others, you felt like you're throwing it from center field.
Well, that if a guy was real tall, you always felt like you were hitting uphill.
And so you're telling me, in a way, hitters the same way.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, but that stripe wouldn't bother me. Didn't bother that young guy.
Yeah, 101 and much less than one.
Pretty good, pal. Pretty good.
But just found that interesting. Thought I'd share it with you folks. No rhyme or reason. It's his view is the right view because that's how Daniel Hudson sees it. Enjoyed pitching here, though. We enjoyed watching him pitch. Fouled it off. Will Venable homered last night on a Hudson changeup.
That's why I used to. Catching was a wonderful position because you heard a lot of guys say things that had you talking to yourself like that would have you talking to yourself. Or a guy saying, every ball I hit hard stays foul. Certainly it was foul to start out with, but was he the curve in? Like a boomerang?
The 2-2. Oh, my. Look at the movement on that fastball. Venable goes down on strikes. That sinking fastball made right here in America. Trivia question. Name as many of the 9 number 20s retired in Major League Baseball as you can. Some of those that aren't working tonight that are dear to us, part of our family, have made some guesses. And none of those guesses are right, so we'll share those in a minute, but there's your list. There you have it. Monty Irvin in San Francisco, Lou Brock, Frank Robinson twice, Pie Traynor, Mike Schmidt, Don Sutton, and Frank White. The 0-1.
I tell you, we got a packed house, and they've had some night. The Gonzo night, and between innings, we just saw a proposal. The young lady was proposed to and accepted. It's like celebration.
It's a magical night, Joe.
It really is.
Justin Upton, pitch in, off the glove. See, tonight, the ball goes off the glove. It doesn't go in it. It goes off the glove, and Upton is on. The other part of it is, talk about creating your own mojo. You mentioned it. Bunting for hits, using the whole field. He's been rewarded for that.
And he deliberately goes to the opposite field. You see that in and out swing. I mean, he's got all kinds of ability. It's just a matter of time before he matures, and then look out. He has to just avoid injury. There's the proposal. Now, what ballpark can you go to and get all that, huh? That's what baseball is. It's entertainment. Entertainment.
They put her on the kiss camera up on the two of them, and she just thought, all right, well, I guess I have to kiss you. And he had a big surprise for her, boy. Lifted her right up onto the dugout, got down on one knee. He sprung for good seats for his big night tonight, too, huh?
Yeah.
Good for him.
He had it well planned. He's not going to let loose either.
No, he didn't have to sneak that arm around that time, like a lot of us guys with the fake yawn. And he's earned the right just to throw that arm around, at least for the next couple of nights.
Whoops. Gonna go home with chapped lips, honey. Look out now. Oh, it's great. It's great.
0-2 the count to Adam LaRoche with a runner at first and Upton. A good life on that pitch as it dives down and away. So he singled on a run back in the fourth. Adam now strikes out. He is flied out to right as well. Quest high-speed internet, high-speed pitch. Richard has reached 93. Rodrigo 90. Richard is watching the ball game. Rodrigo still pitching in tonight's ball game. All about location, 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 just as it is in real estate.
Sounds good, but not the way that market is today.
I know. I knew that was coming. Better location, the smaller bath you take. Padres with just 4 hits in this ball game. They've stranded 4. The Diamondbacks with 6 hits, 5 runs. Arizona with a 4-run 4th inning. That one is low. You love when the home team, and you mentioned the magic of the night, and there's a few more bodies in the seats on a week in which there were below 20,000 in the house a couple of times. You love when the guys are able to put on a good show for a big crowd like this. A reward to the fans.
A reward to themselves, too. They're able to do that because it is a better ball club than we had earlier. Somehow, some way, you get the feeling Gibson's getting rid of all that negativity. It's a more positive attitude.
Two and 1 the count. That's part of that big picture that we've been talking about. That's just where the hands go and whose locker is next to who. And when to pinch hit and hit and run.
Well, and they're doing things like Upton hitting the ball to right field. You know. George Foster had that great hitting theory. George always said, I don't want to murder the ball, I just want to bruise it. Bruise it. And that'll keep the rally going.
Throw down, waiting on it. So Upton didn't get the jump he wanted to, certainly. And he has been caught 7 times against 13 stolen bases, 3-1 the count.
It's all a learning process, too. mean, he got a good hop. Learning process. If you don't get a good jump, to be able to put the brakes on. You take the maybe. Let's wait for this pitch. You may take 3 or 4 steps and realize I'm going to be out. So you try to head back. Usually you get caught in a rundown, but sometimes you make it back. So you take your chances.
3-2 with 2 outs. That is ball 4. An interesting moment before the game now. This, a moment ago, wasn't a missed hit and run with Upton taking off and Ryle in the box. There was a missed hit and run last night with Gerardo Parra, and it resulted in a caught stealing. I happened to be behind the batting cage today talking with Kirk Gibson while Gerardo Parra walked up, tapped his manager on the shoulder and said, "Hey, Skip, I apologize about that hit and run last night. I missed it."
Huh.
And Gibby said with a smile on his face, "Well, shall we fight now or later about it?" And then as he walked away, Gibby said, "See, that's learning right there."
That's exactly.
I didn't have to light him up. I don't have to embarrass him. And you could see the young man, the talented outfielder, the utility outfielder, was petrified around his manager until he cleared the air. It was a nice moment that I happened to be a fly on the wall for.
He's got a great reputation for being fiery, but that was as a player. He has great patience as a manager.
He does have patience. I wouldn't want to try and light that fire, though, if I was a ball player, one of his.
Well, I think when he announced that one time when he said to the press, "You guys saw the game. You want to talk to the players and see how they feel? Go back and talk to them. Don't talk to me. I don't know how they feel." And that's the kind of thing that, you know, it's good managers do that. Casey used to always do that.
Boy, a low call of strike 3.
First birthday party for Cy Goldstein. So we love a party. Here we are, Jody Jackson alongside Cy and his daughter Martha Ludwig. Cy, first of all, you look wonderful. What is the secret to being 101?
Because I ate cereal and fruit for breakfast, and that's all I ate every year for 40 years.
And you work out. How much do you work out?
YMCA 3 times a week. I keep my mind going.
Unbelievable. You look terrific. And what is it like to have your friends and family gathered here for your birthday, a great party?
What do I want now?
What is it like to have everybody here today? What does it mean to you?
What keeps me going is to have a wonderful family like I have. That keeps me going every day. Knowing that they all love me and I'll live to next year.
Fantastic party. We wish you the best. And I wanted to tell you, Martha, I know you organized this whole party. What does it mean to you to have your dad able to celebrate?
I tell you what, I just can't picture that. You've all been absolutely wonderful. It's an answer to my prayer. My father really is fantastic. He loves to party.
Well, we can see that.
I was here when I was age 99. I had a party here with the Diamondback. But this biggest party at 101 is the best party I've ever had. I'll be here next year.
Cy, that is awesome. Cy knows where to come for a party at the Diamondback. And I have to say, guys, obviously, the only man that can maybe upstage Luis Gonzalez on his retirement, retiring his jersey today. And Joe Garagiola wants to say happy birthday to you, young man.
Thank you. Happy birthday to everybody.
A very young man.
It's good to have family and friends to keep me alive. I'll keep you going.
Thanks so much, guys. We'll send it back up to you.
Boy, that was a treat, huh, Joe?
Oh, it was great. It was great. He's got another job to do, and he'll be around for a while, old Cy. That was great.
An infield hit for Miguel Tejada. Adrian Gonzalez in the 0-1 is inside 1-1.
Wouldn't you like to have him walk into a bar if you're the bartender and say, let me see a card if you're old enough to drink?
Oh, I would love that.
See what he'd say? He's got to have a great sense of humor.
His daughter said he loves to have a good party.
Oh, it shows.
The 1-1. Bouncing ball, and it's a foul ball. 1-2 the count. No runs, 5 hits, and no errors for the Padres. They've stranded 4. The Diamondbacks 5 runs, 6 hits, and an error. They're done in Atlanta. Tim Hudson and the Braves shut out Matt Cain and the Giants 3-0. And so in the West, what that means is San Francisco came in 1 back. That one is a rip into right field. It's a base hit. Tejada thinks about an extra bag, and he'll take it. So Miguel Tejada, first and third. You could hear it in that dugout. These Padres making it clear that we know we're far from done.
He is just a good hitter. Hard to pitch to, has to be. Where he stands deep in the box and go to the opposite field.
Grew up in the area in San Diego, was the guy talked about all winter long as Ryan Ludwig. Those are those great numbers with runners in scoring position. You love to see it happen with a team like the Padres. Everyone wonders, well, where's Adrian Gonzalez going this winter? Which big market club is going to trade for him? Because certainly San Diego won't need him at some point. I love the way that story's turned out. He's not going anywhere, folks, except for he hopes to the playoffs.
Well, Ryan Ludwig is really busy with that bat until that pitcher delivers the ball. Then it's still. Watch it. Like to get in between wiggles.
And don't forget, by the way, complete your bobblehead collection Saturday, September 4th. The first 15,000 fans get a Miguel Montero bobblehead. 602-462-4794. Log on to dbacks.com/bobbleworld. Fly ball right, hugs the line. Is there room for Justin? He gives it a look. It's about a row back. Visits his fans over there. And so we'll do it again.
Gave it a good chase.
Well, got to make the old catcher proud to see a bobblehead all squatted down like a catcher coming up, especially with a kid like Miggy.
Yeah, he deserves it. He's had a good year so far. Hope he continues.
1-2, the count to Ludwig. Boy, they wanted to go up and they missed their spot. You can see Hester come out of his crouch as that one bounced up and touched by a fan as it got up and over the wall. Touched by a fan. Did it go all the way over is the question. And if it goes all the way over, then it's a ground rule double. A fan touches. It's the umpire's discretion where that lead runner ends up. Or the trail runner, I should say.
That was the outside part of the plate. He was able to pull it, too. Yeah, he touched it. Hit the yellow mark, and then he touched it. You could see that Ryle raised his hands that it was a ground rule double.
Well, that bullpen, those boys coming out of, it's like a bear coming out of a cave. All of a sudden, it's not quiet down there anymore. They were in their room watching the game. Jay Carrasco is going to quickly get ready. Kirk Gibson saying earlier when he took over as a manager, I like relief pitchers that get ready quickly. If you need to get to a point in the game, even if you're inside that room where you start stretching and getting your blood flowing, I need you ready quick. Kind of an old school philosophy.
It is. It really is. And they'll just throw nothing but fastballs until they get loose, and then they'll start moving the ball around.
It's all very interesting now. Runners on second and third. Headley into center field. It's a base hit. Now Ludwig had a late break on it, so he just moves up 90 feet. Don't know if he would have scored. He went back to the bag for a moment. Another run, though. It's 5-2. 4 hits in a row for the San Diego Padres.
You need your guy to get ready in a hurry.
Well, he is quickly hitting the wall, Joe.
Yes, he did. Without any warning. We're just stalling for time right now. There's no conference of any kind. Umpire goes out there to break it up for whatever reason.
And Gibby just hopped off his stoop there in the dugout. I think he's thinking about it now.
You wait till he gets back if he's going to come out at all. He sees the umpire, he's coming back. Is he going to come out?
He'll wait. Boy, he gave us all indication he was coming.
Yeah. He had the foot on the gas pedal, that's for sure. Here he comes. Oh, he gave a sign, throw over the first base, give me a little more time.
So Kirk Gibson had made his mind up with 1 pick over to first. Lopez is done. He leaves with the lead. Now the bullpen, a chance to lock it up. Glad to have you back at the ballpark. Want to remind all of you to get to know Kachinko, the interactive kiosk near Section 111 at Chase Field. It's brought to you by our good friends with Gila River Casinos. Boy, a great partnership. Let's see, can we get into the win the car? No, great fries in Circle K. Finalists for that Sanderson Ford car.
I asked him how many I saw. I've seen 2 of them land there. He said they got 7.
7
people landed for a chance to win that car.
When are you going to play, Kachinko?
Me?
Oh yes.
I don't gamble.
Well, you're a ticket holder. You come and attend the games. You go play
at the Sandlot.
Yes. Just go play out there. Arizona native DJ Carrasco acquired in the deal with the Pittsburgh Pirates along with Church and Crosby. 48th appearance of the year. He'll change arm angles. He will be inventive with the way he goes about his business. Last couple of years out of the bullpen have been solid years. He's moved around the major leagues. As that one is in, and Joe, he's in a spot now.
Yes, he is. Nobody out. First and third. This is one of those scare situations.
Last night it was, as the count is 2-0, the Diamondbacks bullpen coming out on top. And for a pen that has struggled this year, they helped to lock down a game, a complete game, all around for Arizona last night. Pitch is high, 3-0 the count.
Boy, that's what'll give a manager a Maalox moment. Bring a bullpen reliever in and works to count to 3-0 on 3 pitches.
Drops it in there, 3-1 to Nick Hundley out of the University of Arizona.
This situation, Darren, in the old days, you'd have to take this 3-1 pitch. I don't think he's taken. If he likes it, he can hack it.
That was called for. You could see Hester put all 5 fingers out. And he called for that bluff to third and throw to first. Trying to stay away on 3-1. Off the end of the bat, here comes Chris Young. He is there, tagging and scoring the 3rd run of the game is Ludwig. But to dig out of a 3-1 hole, he didn't take the 3-1 pitch. He drives in a run. But a big first out with the runner at first.
Be tough to double up Tony Gwynn, who can really run. Got a man on first. It's set up. It has to be hit right at somebody.
Crosby's in at third, actually on the cut of the grass in case he drops down a bunt. It's a bouncing ball. You called for it. Will you get it? Oh, they got it. It was tough. LaRoche made the tough look easy. And a fine turn. The Speedy Tony Gwynn doubled up. Joe asked for it. Joe got it. outside of the box, but keep it within the catchable range for the catcher. Oh, now that's thinking outside of the box. On a ball 4 on an intentional walk. Oh, yeah, that says 1,000 words frustrated. That's not exactly the kind of thinking outside of the box he wants to do. Good to have the youngsters here at the ball game swimming with us. Boy, you know you're having a great night when it's a packed house on a memorable night and you get to swim at the ball game. That's a kid's dream.
I remember the first time they talked about putting a pool at the ballpark. I thought that was the worst idea in the world. Turned out to be the greatest.
Had everybody talking, just like you were talking. I remember I was a long, long ways away from here when it opened up. In Atlanta as a resident at the time. And they're putting a what by what?
That's about the way we all said it.
And you have ice cream and you're swimming. That's great stuff right there. The 1-1.
Show you how much fun they're having. I'd like to go over and ask them, what's the score?
That's exactly right. You don't go to an arena or a stadium. Baseball's at a park, and part of the park is that you sometimes are social, sometimes you watch intently every single pitch. Such a great game, this baseball. Nice job swinging with 2 strikes.
Just fought off a tough pitch. Things can happen. Remember Bernie Carbo in the 75 World Series before you hit the home run. Took the worst swing I ever saw.
High fly into right field.
Waiting in the wings.
Brought to you by Nissan. Waiting in the wings. He is a brand new minor leaguer for the Diamondbacks, completing the Dan Herron trade. He was sent the 40th overall pick out of high school in Southern California last year in Cedar Rapids, doing great work. 6 feet 4 inches tall. Tyler Skaggs, a left-handed pitcher and a top prospect of the Angels. He's now a member of the Arizona Diamondbacks. That one is down. John Hester rolling. Races on around. A catcher with an easy double.
He scorched him. I mean, he's a better hitter than I think a lot of people thought he was. He's hit the ball hard tonight. He was thinking 3.
Fourth time this season, pinch hitting, Ryan Church. Church began his career in the big leagues in Montreal with Washington, then after the move. Was a Met. And a member of the Atlanta Braves and the Pittsburgh Pirates this year. Part of the Crosby-Carrasco connection coming over in the Snyder deal. To the University of Nevada, the Wolfpack, where he played his college baseball. And was a pitcher up until his last year in college. 1-1. Both he and Crosby hope that this is a month and a half of true turnaround second chances. They both had tough years offensively. Pops that one up in the left. Certainly had the right idea of going the other way, but unable to put it where he wanted to, so 2 outs. Chris Young now walked, fly to center field, and hit an opposite field homer to get this ball game going.
Hey, he's got that field pretty well spread out, Darren. You look at it, the center fielder's right in line with the bag. Left fielder's over, right fielder. A lot of room. There you see it. Look at all that room between them. Either gap.
They're going to visit, and to see him spread out like that, as you observe that, to me it's a testimony of a hitter starting to use more of the whole field. Not the homer. He's not going to do that a lot. But this is a guy that last year, certainly the year before, you'd have that outfield bunch together playing in the cold.
Yes, you would. I mean, he's got him honest now.
Boy, it does create a lot more room, doesn't it?
Oh. Oh, come on. Ball looked outside.
Think he called him on a swing there?
No.
1-1 the count.
He held it up.
The 1-1. 2-1 the count to Chris Young.
Chris is a well-dressed hitter. Look at those gloves he's got on, man. Could drive a limo or bat.
Well, those are white. Grounder. This will be a tough play. Barehanded, turns around, takes a look. There you have it. You got to look good when you hit a 45-foot base hit.
That's right.
And you don't give those back, by the way.
No, you don't. Makes up for the line drive that was caught. Oh, Headley knew he didn't have a play at first base.
Drives my daughter mad when I tease her with the phrase, and Chris Young just had me think of that phrase. My teenage daughter, when I say, come on now, you know, a smile is a frown turned upside down when she wants to be in her own place. We have seen a lot of frowns turned upside down with Chris Young this year. We didn't see many last year.
Nope, they were all turned down.
And he's got a good smile, and it's nice to see. Lifted in the left, coming on in, still racing, there to make the play is Venable. So Johnson is erased. 5-3 of the score. More smiles. Smiles, everybody. Hello there, folks, and all of you at home. Thanks for inviting us in. I'd like to invite you for the rest of the weekend and come with us on the road trip. Appropriate, we head to Milwaukee as this graphic is brought to you by our good friends with the Miller Brewing Company. Wrapping it up tomorrow. I'm excited to see Joe pitch again, Saunders. And Latos can really pitch as well for San Diego. Then it is off to San Diego, or I should say off to Milwaukee. After playing San Diego in a special Miller Lite D-Backs Live. Always have to have one of those, no doubt. In Wisconsin. Good to see our good friends in Wisconsin. And then off to the nation's capital where on Sunday, not just next week, but on Sunday, he will pitch against the Arizona Diamondbacks. He will pitch Tuesday. He will pitch then Sunday. And certainly glad to have that for you. So I was talking to Adam Dunn the other day, and he said, you know who should be your closer if he gets things where he needs to be? Blaine Boyer. His stuff is better than anybody else's down in that bullpen. That's words of high praise coming from Big Adam Dunn. Boyer, I think the arm is there, the movement is there. Now it's just continuing to piece the consistency together, but a compliment, no doubt.
I have to doubt that, no doubt. I don't ever believe the other player.
You don't believe in Big Adam Dunn?
No.
Come on now.
I don't.
Think he's baiting to get...
He may be setting it up. Why would he tell you that?
Because he knows that I never stop talking about him.
That's a good reason.
In at third on the grass is Crosby. Now, not when you're dropping down 3-0. I understand what he means, but we've always talked about the arm that Boyer had, but he has not had the consistency. And I'm guessing if I were to go back and look at what he did to Dunn, he probably carved him up. The 3-0. 3-1.
Well, he throws hard, no question about it, but I'd rather teammates say that. His own coaches, his manager. When the opposition says that, written on ice. Sun comes out, you got a bucket of water.
That's ball 4 over the outside. Cabrera, a dangerous guy to walk to start things. A dangerous guy. Huge speed. Fox Sports Arizona and Luis Gonzalez have teamed up to support Going Gonzo for Kids to positively impact the lives of children. For certain games, the IMAX are offering discounted tickets where $5 from each ticket. $5. Boy, that's a good thing. Donated to the Boys and Girls Clubs in Metropolitan Phoenix. Go to dbacks.com/Gonzo Fox for the list of games, tickets, purchases, and info. Here is Matt Stairs. There he is. The other way, the veteran Stairs. The play is made out there by Ryle.
Tell you something, he tattooed that one. Ryle had him played perfectly. Stairs will be talking to himself after hitting that one. How could he be playing me there? Pull hitter like me.
The life of a pinch hitter.
Oh.
There's your chance.
He's got enough equipment on to start a sporting goods store.
Here's Venable.
You know, two things you don't see at a ball game anymore. Guy using dirt. Dirt has become obsolete, and you don't hear anybody talking.
Chirping, encouraging.
Yeah, you know, come on, hey, get a strike, do whatever.
Dirt on the baseball,
yeah.
Rubbing it up, hands.
Dirt on your hands. It's gone the way of empty lots. Building apartments on them. Think of it. When's the last time you saw a guy go up and start chirping? Never.
Not in the big leagues.
What are they, special?
No, not at all. You make a great point. And it's not because that one gets by. He tried to backhand it. And so the runner moves up.
He'll probably get a wild pitch, but I'd give him a pass ball. He didn't shift at all. Didn't move.
Get that body in front of it, you're saying.
You got to block it. I was talking to Yogi, as I said before, and Yogi was saying, I was out there the other day. They got a catcher on his knees bouncing the ball off his chest. What good is that? He's got to shift and block it. Block it. We used to practice that, by golly, I'll tell you that. But you didn't get on your knees. You shifted.
That's a good point about being on your knees and being your crouch if you want to work on blocking.
That's right. What's the sense of, well, you know, getting ready for mass? Is that what you're doing, getting on your knees?
Swing and a miss, 2-2 the count. I must, to go back to your thought where I did hear it, Joe, chirping. I went to an A-ball game on this last road trip in an off day in Wilmington, Delaware, and I heard the kids all encouraging one another. Shortstop, second baseman, first baseman. When I say kids, they're kids to me. I mean professional ball players, minor leaguers.
Minor leaguers are working their way to big leagues. These guys all, they go out in the infield and they get lockjaw.
And they want the best for the man on the mound, there's no doubt. They'll show it defensively if given the chance.
They all got their lips are sealed.
The 3-2. Got him. Wicked pitch down and in.
Now, Adam Dunn would be right if he saw that pitch. Let's see if he comes inside to Tejada.
Which is what has gotten him the last couple of nights, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Out over the plate, he's gotten his hits. In, nothing.
In, he's became a toothpick factory. Bat was broken a couple times in this series.
Boyer gets that late life like Hudson does. Daniel, who pitched last night. And when you know you're going to get movement in, you have to have confidence going in that you won't drill somebody. The 1-0. Outside, 2-0 the count. Scored back in the 6th inning. Two and one to count. 96.
Tell you, he had a 2-0 count. If he was looking for a fastball, he got it, but he just couldn't react to it. He was buying before he could even come close to swinging.
He's got enough confidence going in there. 3-1 the count. Get Tejada talking to himself, I'll tell you that.
The talking to yourself is not so bad. It's the answering yourself. That's when you're in trouble.
Now, come on. You heard guys answer themselves?
Oh, definitely.
The 3-1. Went back in there, didn't they? I mean, his movement is such that he can start right down the middle and still get that sail in on the hands.
That was Brandon Webb when he first came up. I remember he came up. Finley told me that guy's ball jumping all over the place, but you have to have confidence to do that.
Top of this won't be easy. Crosby can't make the play. So a little infield single. Crosby wouldn't have been able to throw him out.
No.
Well, they give him an error on that one.
Error?
Norberto comes on. We'll discuss it when we come back. He got the lefty Gonzalez last night.
Gonzo, congratulations on having your number retired.
Last night, Kirk Gibson went to the left-hander, Jordan Norberto, in a one-run game. He faced Adrian Gonzalez, came in guns a-blazing. 1-1 the count, a couple of fastballs, breaking ball 1-2. Missed his spot, but not by much. You don't look to get a ground ball, but you take it. No matter his numbers, no matter the higher ERA, this is why he has been brought to the big leagues, Joe, to get tough left-handed hitters out.
I guess he wants to make sure of the signs too, Darren, because he called his catcher out. That's the only time they call you out. It's not how to pitch to him. He's got a pretty good idea of that, but wants to make sure of the signals. Not a bad thing to do if you're not sure at all.
Keep an eye on every pitch in this at bat. 5-3 the score. He represents the go-ahead run, does Adrian Gonzalez. Here in the top of the 7th inning, Arizona by a pair. Breaking ball in. San Francisco has already lost to Atlanta 3-0. I mean, San Diego, should they rally, could add a game to that lead on top of the Giants. They're in first in the West. Nowhere close. Overthrew that breaking ball 2-0.
Boy, they tell you when you go in the batter's box, make sure your bat covers the plate in the strike zone. It doesn't look like Gonzalez is able to do that as far back as he is standing. Now watch. He's got to stride into it.
I think he does close himself off a little bit on 2-0. Let's watch his approach. That one is high. 3-0.
It looks to me like he's looking for the ball inside. But, you can't trust a hitter.
I think in this case, you're exactly right. I mean, right on. Now, is that the only chance he will have to face a batter? Because he came in and threw 4 wide ones in a row. So last night, the move to work. Now the bases are loaded.
Is he going out there to talk to him, or is he just going out there to buy some time? You got 2 men out. Tough spot.
Sam Demmel's warming in the pen. So Bill Hahn comes out, breaks up the rock pile. And the bases are full of Padres.
Base on balls. 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, boy. It'll haunt you. You need Ghostbusters to pitch.
The Dominican left-hander fires strike 1.
Well, Ludwig had some cut at that, didn't he? He was going for the big, big blast.
Difference in batting average there. Fastball, and it blows right by him. 0-2 the count.
Here's a pitch he's got to be careful with. He's going to miss where he can't hit it.
That's just got to be ready behind the plate as well. Look out into that dugout.
Ball was off the strike zone. That was a good pitch. He's set up to go back out there again or come in tight. He's in pretty good shape. Collect yourself and make the pitch.
It's been all fastballs to this point. The 0-2, another one high.
This guy's got to be a good fastball hitter.
Does he change gears and go with the breaking ball? The 1-2. He did. Oh, what a take.
He was fooled on that pitch. If it had been a strike, it had been called out. He was not ready. Here's your pitch of decision right here. You throw your best pitch on 2-2.
Ian on the hands. We can't throw in a much better spot there.
No. And he's got to throw strikes. He's only got 2 pitches to work with. Count is 2-2. Worry about the hitter. Don't worry about the runners. They're clogging the bases.
2-2 pitch. Fastball, fly ball. Young on the run. Still going. He's got it.
Hey, Joe. That's not chatter. That's garbage. I mean, you gotta, throw a strike, get him out, make him hit the ball to me. Get 5 guys out there. Come on, Joe. Hey, Joe. Come on, Joe. Attaboy. That's not chatter. Come on, Borowski. You're better than that.
Here's the first pitch, and it's a breaking ball to Justin Upton's Edward Mujica, 3.5 ERA. There was a team moment. There's no doubt about it. We'll show it to you in just a moment. Similar to what you're talking about, chatter, encouragement, doing the right thing. Norberto went out, not only head back to the dugout, went out to find Chris Young. Didn't meet him in the dugout to shake his hand, went out and found him on his way in to thank him for that play.
Hey, listen, when a guy makes a catch like that in a spot like that, if you had any kind of premonition about it, you'd send a cab to get into the ballpark. That Todd Walsh likes to start trouble, doesn't he?
I like it. You know me, I like to, stir the pot a little bit. Here's the catch we're talking about.
Yeah, he had a beat on it all the way.
As he caught it, he turned and took a look at his good buddy, the man who is hitting right now, Justin, who tops it to third. Got him by a half step. "5-3," and it is. That's right, the first out. Adam LaRoche, our Amica Insurance hit zone. We go from one grid to another. And pitches away don't serve pitchers too well for Adam LaRoche. Doesn't like it in. The right-hander. So he throws it in. 1-0. "18 home runs, 73 runs batted in. Change of pace, 1-1.
And he gives you pretty good defense, too. Real good defense. He's not afraid to try to make that double play like he did tonight, the 3-6-3.
He slows that position down. I mean, he does things, he reacts. It's become instinct. That's what you and Gibby were talking about earlier, being able, once you get out there, just to play the game. And he's able just to play the game and react. 2-2 the count. He made a great diving play last night, a key diving play.
Didn't he, though?
Probably drives that runner in from first if it gets by him into the corner. Swings through that one, and that's strike 3. Adam made an interesting point, Joe, about it before the game. I thought he was kind of with a bit of self-deprecating humor about that play, saying, yeah, it's amazing it stayed in my glove, and I kind of giggled initially thinking, oh, you're just kind of being humble. He said, no, really. A lot of times a ball hit that hard, ball going one way, body going another, even if it gets to my glove, a lot of times it'll pop right out immediately with all that motion together. He said, so I was just thrilled when I looked in, it was still in my glove.
It's interesting.
He said, many times I've made a dive in a play like that, done everything correctly, gotten to the ball, but it's hit, so many factors come in and it just shoots off the glove.
He's made some great plays, though, I'll tell you, man.
He's thinking about his offense right now, though.
You always do.
Goodness, nasty. Change-ups. Easy enough there by Mujica. Rockies over Pittsburgh Pirates in the 10th inning, trying to make a run, those Rockies. San Francisco defeated by Atlanta, so San Diego hoping to rally and add another game to that. We'll see what happens in Washington. Knocking those Dodgers down even further at this point. You can see the situation with Colorado knowing that they are planning on getting back, getting healthier, and getting to the top. We'll see. Augie Ojeda's at third. Norberto still out there. 0-1 the count to Chase Headley. To the count. Did you see that Blue Jays score?
Yeah, that's amazing.
17-11, they beat the Rays. They hit 8 home runs in that game.
Whew. Last night, what they 2-1?
Headley drives it. Upton's got it. Norberto going to have to go to the hip and start buying his outfielder some steaks.
Tell you, since he's been pitching, there's no problem seeing the numbers on the outfielders' backs.
We're reminding if they have great careers what numbers to retire. So that'll do it. He is taking the ball from the left-hander. 5-3 the score here with 5 big outs to get. And it's a victory. I should have said that properly. Russ Grimm enshrined to the Football Hall of Fame.
Boy, he went up there looking for that fastball. Relief pitchers usually try to get ahead of a hitter when they come in with a fastball, but he didn't that time, and he was way out in front of it.
Bouncing ball. Drew off balance for a moment. He's fine now. There's that man over there. We talked about him. 5 errors this year. A nearly .990 fielding percentage. Even though it looks like he might be spitting out in the sand, he pieced it right back together.
It was tougher play than it looked to be.
Yes.
Watch the bunt here.
Yeah, good call. Augie in defensively is creeping in at third.
That's the thing you do as a catcher. I'm surprised they didn't talk about that when we had our catcher show. I mean, we didn't get that much help, but you know, you would holler to third baseman. You want to play in? Move in. Something to give him a thought.
Bouncing ball, and it's foul. Yeah, you're right with the communication.
You don't need a whole bunch of signals. Just holler it. That's all, like you used to do on the playground.
Well, there's no big secret with a guy with Gwynn when, if you were to holler out, there's 2 strikes now, but to holler out and say, hey, he might bunt. Come on in.
That's right.
That's no surprise to Tony Gwynn. He knows he might bunt.
He hears it a lot.
0-2 Demmel. Well, he gets a lot of movement everywhere.
It's just like a first ball hitter. You walk out in front of him and holler to your pitcher. Watch the first ball now. He's a first ball hitter. Guys get upset. They really do.
In. Good pitch with 2 strikes, but now 2-2 is the count.
Well, Hester was way in. He was going to make sure if he missed inside. Got to keep in mind that tying run is in the on-deck circle.
Hot shot. On the slider. And Gwynn swung at it like maybe his bat was sped up a little bit. And so he is on. There's good speed, and that tying run now is in the batter's box. It was Everett Cabrera. We'll have a decision in a moment.
A lot of thoughts run through your mind now. Do you say to yourself, you think Gwynn with his speed is going to try to steal? If he puts in a pinch hitter, you're wasting a pinch hitter?
That's a good point. I think right now, Bud Black hoping to catch lightning in the bottle. He knows he's got a guy that can slug the baseball. 10 home runs this year for Scott Hairston. Former Diamondback has always been one that can rocket the ball out, especially if you make a mistake. Outside. Cut fastball. 1-0 the count.
Hester keeps looking at that bench like he might be getting some calls from the bench.
Inside. 2-0 the count.
This is a crucial pitch coming up here. Stottlemyre flashing him. Or decoying for that matter. Doesn't necessarily mean he's given the sign. It might be a guy two people from him.
Got him out front. Cheated. That fastball ran off the end of the bat. Listen, gentlemen, they do. Communication. There's some chatter on the infield. I got it. I got it.
That's right. You had it.
score. Arizona on top of San Diego. Don't forget a couple of things while you're online. Shop online at dbacks.com. Browse from the largest selection of T-shirts, hats, jerseys, and more. Visit the official online shop at dbacks.com. We were mentioning FoxSportsArizona.com earlier. Always make sure to visit. We have to pay it off only because we got a note here from Western Australia where it's 10 a.m. Sunday morning. And tuning in to watch a gentleman by the name of Roger Carr watching in Australia, Port Hedland, Australia. Down the right field line, the Del Webb Golden Glover, Gregor Carr. That's his brother. He wants to say hello to his brother from Australia. Boy, the world gets small in the World Wide Web, doesn't it?
Oh, man.
Glad to have him dialed up and watching. Mike Adams, he is back and healthy, and that's bad news for opposing teams. Just came off the disabled list, some shoulder problems. The numbers tell you why it's bad news. He's battled injuries on and off. But when healthy the last few years, he's just a great part of that bullpen.
Boy, did you see a strikeout to base on balls ratio? That's what a relief pitcher has to do, is throw strikes. There are times that you have to get the strikeout. Apparently, he's been doing it.
Oh, 0-2 the count to Ojeda. That just missed. Now, he may be only hitting 169 and have 59 at bats, but they're getting the Augie, Augie, oi, oi chant down below for him. They like him. They love him. The 1-2. He's grinding.
Tell you, good pitchers will tell you that up and down doesn't work as well as the in and out. In and out.
Cheering for Augie, maybe getting a souvenir. The 1-2. Hanging around. One ball, two strikes to count to Augie Ojeda.
He's fought off some tough pitches.
We apologize for our audio difficulties. We are back now. 1-2 the count. 5-3 the score. Just spoils it. Hey, like Gregor Carr's brother did from Australia. If you happen to be online, let us know where you are in the United States of America watching this game. All over the world like Australia. And what your favorite Luis Gonzalez moment was. We'll compile them. You can't just go with Joe's and always say, you know, the game-winning hit in the World Series. The 1-2. Inside, 2-2 the count.
He's making them work. If nothing else, the rest of the club gets to see what kind of stuff he's got tonight.
Out there, and here he comes now. So Augie is erased on a fly out to right. Now Stephen Drew.
Love it. Crowd joins in with Drew.
By the way, speaking of crowd, this has been fun tonight to be a part of this crowd. 48,946. Going to take his nose. He's old enough to not be tricked by that one. He knows it's just your thumb, Dad. The 1-0. Works well when he's 3. Yeah, they want a little bit more. Let's go D-backs, we can hear him chanting. Outside, 3-0 the count. The 3-0. Outside ball 4. This week, crowds on a couple of occasions are below 20,000. Tonight, it's nearly 50. Kirk Gibson reflects on this week, looking up into those crowds.
What I do is I try to interact with the fans who come to the ballpark. Yes, I've been trying to encourage the players to, like what I've been doing is writing on the back of my card the attendance of 15,670 every day. And, I look up there, I say, bless your hearts, because we haven't been played well. These are our loyal fans, and bless your hearts for coming. But at the same time, we have to build that back up. That's up to us.
That's up to us.
He lays it on the line.
Bless your hearts and thank you for coming.
And we have to build it up. Don't blame anybody else, blame yourself.
High pop. Into shallow center field. Gwynn is there.
He's a realist, he really is.
Isn't that refreshing to hear?
Oh.
I knew you'd like that.
Come on. He doesn't do tricks or anything else. He says what he feels.
Gerardo Parra. Owen won the count to Parra. Parra was the one we spoke of who made a point as his manager came out, and he was getting ready to hit in the cage, nervously, sheepishly approached his manager saying, sorry about that hit and run sign I missed. Genuinely saying it too.
There's so much that goes on in them. During the game, before the game, after the game, that we never really get to know about, but it tells you about the character of the club. This club has changed, people. I'm telling you, it has.
That's one small story. Joe hears when he visits some small stories. We hear one out of every 1,000. Back to the screen it goes. Just got a note.
I was going to say, just take a look at some of the players. Look at Upton bunting the ball for a base hit and hitting the right field. Young hitting to the opposite field. They try steals. They try hit and runs. They're battling. They're scratching and they're clawing. Hey, a grand slam home run is nice. It's Christmas Eve then.
Got him with that Adams breaking ball. All right, so an empty inning, but 3 big outs to get for a victory. UPS Energy moment. Just got a fabulous email. FoxSportsArizona.com. Diamondbacks link from a man serving our country, Technical Sergeant John Compton. Tinker Air Force Base in Oklahoma said, "I'm sorry, I have to be not so original." Luis Gonzalez winning the World Series with a bloop single. Well, first of all, sir, we thank you for your service and thanks for weighing in. Godspeed in Oklahoma and wherever your travels take you. It's been a great night honoring Luis Gonzalez as Aaron Heilman fires strike one. Heilman's been busy. Very busy lately.
Comes in, he's been getting the job done. Stay with the hot hand.
3.18 ERA, and he has been on some kind of a roll while he has been busy as the changeup is up and in.
And the great thing about it to me, Darren, is we have not heard anything about a closer. Nobody has been labeled the closer. Just put him in there. Get the job done. Titles will come after the job is done.
Change of pace to Jerry Hairston, 1-2 the count. Fourth day in a row in which he has worked. "12 pitches yesterday, 19 the day before, 14 the day before that." I'll let you know when he's tired. You handle it right. Fatigue's all right for a sinker. That one bears it on the hands. That's a broken bat.
It's one thing about this game of baseball. You don't have to worry about whether you're going to notice that the pitcher's tired. The opposition's bats will tell you.
I kind of like, until the time is right, the closer position. Just keeping the guys on edge a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Titles don't mean that much.
But being entitled meant an awful lot for quite a while here, and those days are gone.
They are.
For Heilman, he keeps getting the baseball. 10 1/3 innings, no runs allowed. In his last 8 games, he has not been scored upon at all. Just 2 hits in that time. Changeup. I don't know how you take that one. He wanted to swing.
Yes, he did. Sometimes you start to swing and you stop and back out and you say to yourself, man, was I lucky to be able to stop that bat.
5-3 the score. Outside. The count is full.
He wanted that to beat the strike. Big pitch now. What do you call for? You don't want that base on balls.
The 3-2. High fly left field. Well struck. Parra going back, looking up. 5-4 is the score. The scoreless streak over at 10 1/3 innings. If you happen to have fingernails, now's the time to bite them.
When he didn't get that 2-2 decision, that was the pitch. He had to throw a strike, didn't want to walk him. He did, and Hairston, of course, reacted. Got it up.
Right back over the outside at 94 miles an hour. Change up. Lays off of it. Hasn't thrown a slider yet. It's been strictly fastball change. High fly through him, a changeup. Easy chance. Justin Upton puts it away. 2 outs to victory.
Boy, that's one thing a relief pitcher has to do, is if he gets hit like Heilman just got hit by Harrison, is to come back and get that next guy. He's got to do it.
You won't be in the big leagues if you can't. You know, because
That's right.
you'll be losing game after game, especially ninth inning with the lead.
Can't do it. That's the difference between starting and relieving. Starting, you can give up 3-4 runs early, and you're still in the game. You give up 3 runs as a reliever, game's over. You got an L.
Two and 0 the count.
Get behind these hitters, boys. It's dangerous. It's checking the gas tank with a match.
Please don't try that at home.
No. Don't try it anywhere.
The 2-0. 3 and 0 the count. The most dangerous of them all is on deck.
Adrian Gonzalez. This is one of those scare moments.
Three and 1. They beat him a lot in.
Now what do? You make him take or let him hit? He's got some hits, but they've been infield hits. You want to get Gonzalez up there with the man on.
I think Buddy's letting him drive it if he thinks he can get it.
And him taking all the way. Here's the big pitch now.
No doubles, outfield very, very deep. The 3-2, bouncing ball with the roof of the dugout, bounce around. Everyone's all right, all in one piece, I think. Yes. There's your baseball. They play him to pull a couple of steps on the infield. A lot of room around the bag at second on the shortstop side. The 3-2 pitch. Bouncing ball. Heilman knocks it down. Recovers. Flips. 2 outs.
Big pitch. Big pitch. Got a break that it was on the glove side. It's on the other side. Look out.
Now the defense shifts around. Augie Ojeda is essentially playing short. Drew, shallow center. Johnson, shallow right. All the outfielders nearly on the track. Fastball at the belt, strike 1.
You know he's not going to go the opposite way. You don't think anyhow. You get a base hit. He may hit one in the seats, but you're going to pitch the guard against that.
The 0-1 to Adrian. Fastball, ground ball. Technically, that was a changeup, and it had him out front.
Listen to the crowd.
One and 2.
Just overthrew that ball. He's going to go after him.
The 1-2 pitch just missed the outside corner with a sinking fastball.
Ooh. Gibson thought it was a strike.
High fly ball, deep left field. He did hit it out the other way. And we're tied at 5.
That's the one thing you feared. He wasn't going to try for the base hit. He was going to go for the long one that way, and he came through in the clutch. Yes, he did.
Listen to this dugout, by the way, when he gets in there. Now it's really important, even after you've technically blown the lead, that you bear down, because you can't blow the game. It's still tied. Boy, is he gifted. Golly.
Yeah, he knew he made the bad pitch.
Joe, aren't many guys, the list is, you can probably count them on one hand in the big leagues, that have his skill set with regard to power.
No.
The other way especially. I mean, you've pointed it out all night long. That changeup misses in. The man whose night we have spent honoring as he tracks it out of there. He knows that he's been a left fielder, hoping he could go 4 rows back and get that ball. Changeup, 2-2. The 2-2. He's over the top of it. Rodrigo will not get the win. Rodrigo pitched good enough to get the win here tonight. But maybe, how about a little bit of drama? Luis Gonzalez's big night. Some of the youngsters, Young, Johnson, Upton. Let's walk it off, boys. Glad to have you back at the ballpark. Well, the Diamondbacks are 13-67 when scoring 5 runs or less. That's why they have to score 6 tonight to win when they're 29-1. This is the homer. Very few guys can do this. Go the other way like that.
Swing that hard to release that power.
And let it travel so deep in your stance. You mentioned it. He's that far back, he's that far away, and still is confident enough to let it travel that deep in his stance. That's a comfortable hitter.
It is, because to me it doesn't look like he's got the plate covered, but obviously he's got it covered.
I guess if you try to pull those pitches away, you don't have the plate covered.
Nope.
Luke Gregerson, a great story from an NAIA school in the Midwest. Part of that Khalil Green deal a couple of years back from the Cardinals. One of the best sliders, and he throws a lot of them. Chris Young with a walk-off hit earlier this season. That's a fastball. as if it's just a show-me pitch. 1-0 the count, 5-5 or a score. Thanks for spending this evening with us. There's the slider. Singled, homered, walked, and flied out. Slider, strike. 1-2. You know it's good if you're pretty sure that it's coming and you still can't do a lot with it. Chris Young, high fly, deep left field, over the head of where number 20 used to play. And as I said earlier this year, Chris Young just walked him off. That was your field, number 20. No one will ever wear it again. He hit it over Gonzo Field and left. 6-5 the victory. Boy, it's been a tough year, but tonight has not been a tough night at all. Jody's trying to reel him in. He's going to have to catch his breath. He just ran around the bases. You ready, Jody?
We're ready now, Chris.
Go
you
for
ready
it.
to go after that celebration?
After I try to catch my breath, yeah.
Well, no doubt about it, and we'll talk about your opposite field home run that you got to start off, but right here against Gregerson, a tough guy to face out of their bullpen. What was your approach at the plate?
Try to get something up in the zone. You know, he's sinker slider, pretty good slider, so knowing myself, I'm knowing they're probably going to go to us, so try to sit on it there with 2 strikes.
This is a game obviously had to battle back here after giving up the lead in the 9th. I do want to ask you about that first home run opposite field. The smile on your face kind of told the story on that one as well.
Yeah, it doesn't happen too often. Trying to hit him where Gonzo used to hit him, so it was a big night for Gonzo, and sold out night and huge crowd, and it's easy to get your energy flowing when you have 50,000 in the stands. So it was fun for us.
And I'm sure that was on your mind as you walked up to the plate just a moment ago. What does it feel to think that and maybe dream that and make it happen?
It's just easy to get that adrenaline going. You know, when you have a packed house, the fans bring all the adrenaline for you. You know, you want to be that guy to get it done, and I was just the first one to get a chance to do it.
What did that pregame ceremony mean to you watching it?
It was amazing. You know, I got a short time to play with Gonzo in 06, and you know he's always been a class act. You know, one of the best teammates I had, even though it was for a short time. You know, he really represents the game well, represents the Diamondbacks well, and I'm glad he's still with us.
You provided some more drama with the home run, but I want to ask you about the last couple of games. Well played. I know right now you guys are just trying to pile up wins, but how important and what kind of corner are you maybe turning as a group to play solidly all around?
You know what? It's 2 months left, so you play the 2 months as hard as you can. You know, you never give in. You're playing for pride. You know, the team, we have a lot to prove out here, and we have some great new faces in the dugout. Those guys are getting a chance to play, and we're going to continue to try to play hard and go and take it hard into the offseason, pretty much.
Thanks so much, Chris. Go enjoy it.
Thank you.
All right, Chris Young going inside to celebrate with his teammates. A special night for Luis Gonzalez and a pretty special night for Chris Young as well, ending this one with the walk-off home run.
Kirk Gibson said, I looked up into the stands this week and I said, bless your heart, thanks for coming. Now we need to start building our fan base back. Tonight, one of those nights. The